There is very little time left until the American elections, friends. Bitcoin is increasing even more as the elections get closer. Not only Bitcoin, but also the American markets are currently on an upward trend. However, there is one question on the minds of investors. What will happen after the election? Will Bitcoin soar, plummet, or will there be a major correction? And what results should we expect depending on who wins? So what should we do if Trump wins, and what should we do if Harris wins? As investors, let's talk a bit about these. As a coin engineer, we will try to find answers to all these questions based on solid data, friends. We will discuss the comments of people who have become authorities in their field. You will find data and information in this video that no other cryptocurrency channel will offer you. So make sure to watch the entire video, especially if you are a cryptocurrency investor. As you can see right now, the prediction markets emphasize that Trump is ahead. Just a few weeks ago, there were also reports that Harris was in the lead. But are these really critical, guys? To be honest, looking at the financial markets in general, the belief that Trump will win the election has already been priced in. This was one of the reasons for the recent rise in both American stock markets and cryptocurrencies. Famous venture capitalist Chamath Palihapitiya recently stated in an interview that the distribution of economic outcomes is significantly leaning towards Trump winning. People managing millions of dollars in funds have begun to find the environment, such as the market conditions, favorable, and have officially.
And if Trump wins, which it looks like he's increasingly going to do, you're going to see a lot of these things exacerbate. Gold's going to go up more, probably. Bitcoin will probably go. The short-term economic upside for the economy will probably get reflected in higher equity prices.
Trump won, and the stock and crypto markets rose. But why is gold rising? We generally think that gold and the stock market are opposites, right?
Just to understand better, why does gold go up in a Trump win?
Medium-term inflation ultimately goes up, and so you want to hedge.
Let's talk a bit about Trump, and then we'll mention Harris as well. We will also show you a graph that other channels haven't shared. If Trump wins, a short-term jump is expected. Yes. He is running campaigns focused on the economy, the business world, and things that will positively impact the markets. And when it is confirmed that Trump will win, meaning if he is elected president, it would not be surprising to see another surge in Bitcoin. At the same time, if Harris wins, a short-term decline is expected. However, any decline will definitely be a buying opportunity. This is because the possible decline could be specific to that night or last a few days. In other words, Bitcoin will benefit from all these events.
Are you off buying gold and Bitcoin and
I think all roads lead to inflation.
But does all roads lead to inflation, therefore gold is a good investment? Is Bitcoin a good investment to you?
I'm long gold. I'm long Bitcoin.
Now let's take a look at the interview with Standard Chartered. This is a highly respected bank on an international level, friends. To briefly summarize this interview, Bitcoin will see new record levels by the end of this year, independent of the American elections. Of course, they foresee a much more innovative environment in the scenario where Trump is involved. They believe that if Trump comes to power, Bitcoin will rise even more. After all, Trump has made incredible statements about Bitcoin in the last few years, especially this year. Harris is not as interested as Trump, but he does not view cryptocurrencies as negatively as Joe Biden does. In short, this bank predicts that if Trump is elected, Bitcoin will reach levels of $125,000 by the end of the year. In the Harris scenario, they have predictions of at least $75,000. Considering the current situation, it seems that $75,000 is already at the door. In other words, there is generally a positive picture, but there will be a much more positive environment under Trump's scenario. Now, friends, we are not talking about Turkey, Germany, or any European country here. The place we are talking about is the United States. The system there is actually a bit different. It's not just about who is elected. Congressional elections are also held on the same day. Think of it like the assembly here. A different party could win there. As we look at this visual, we can already see the output of past data. Friends, this part. A scenario where the Democrats win the presidency, but the Republicans win the congressional elections. This is the divided government scenario, friends. As you can see, the highest S&P 500 performances occur under divided governments. Moreover, regardless of what happens, the Republicans winning in Congress is quite important for the performance of the S&P 500. If you don't know what the S&P 500 is, you can think of it as the general index of American stock markets, my friends. It represents risky markets. Its rise means that Bitcoin also has the potential to rise. Nowadays, Bitcoin and American markets are progressing in relation to each other. As you can see, the worst case scenario is a scenario where the Republicans, meaning Trump, win the presidency, but the Democrats win in Congress. When examining the data from 1950 to the present, the S&P 500 has shown its worst performance in this scenario, friends. Therefore, the congressional elections are quite significant. In short, we will be following the elections, folks. Not just the presidential elections, but also the congressional elections. In both scenarios, Bitcoin will benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to our Coin Engineer channel. We'll see you in later videos. Take care of yourselves.